this like a movie trailer?
That's going to keep you alive for very long, buddy. They don't need to wait.
What is this? This is a movie or something?
But even though he didn't, every flash on people that escaped.
Is it a commercial?
It has to be some sort of advertisement.
I don't exactly know what's going on.
Playing games is fun.
Video games.
Oh boy, game playing.
Played by Phoenix on his ear!
Like sports announcer.
2015 Summer Split Champions.
It seems like a video game competition tournament.
Oh, the video game championship.
Was it about what? A game or something?
Looks like the start of a gaming, contest. I saw a little tiny dab of it on the news.
People play against each other, with big money. People think that playing games is like loner, but actually, many of them to me is considered artists.
Any idea exactly what we had you watch?
No.
I don't know what that was.
I really have no idea what it was.
Definitely sports, promoting sports.
It was a start of a sports event.
Like a video game tournament championship.
Well, this was actually a promo for competitive video gaming, also known as esports.
Esports, okay. I have heard about competitive video gaming.
So it's sports online with video games. Our favorite subject, video games.
Had you ever heard of this before?
No. Do the kids play while watching it?
No, I heard of fantasy football.
I don't watch sports. I don't talk about sports. And I certainly haven't heard of esports.
Yeah, vaguely.
I did see a thing on the news where they were having one of these contests somewhere.
I've heard of esports before because I happen to interact with younger people, and they're always talking about it. What a way to make money as opposed to going to work 9 to 5 in some boring job. Why not do something you love?
And now we're actually going to show you some footage from one of these esports tournaments.
Okay. I'm just concerned about what I'm going to see.
Oh, this is a 2v2 in the mid lane. Six. Going to be able to find the stun, but Perks, the power is unleashed. Scatter the weak will not connect.
Look, they're going at it big time.
I could play this game. It looks very interesting.
Boy, that's very intense.
It's very busy.
Who's who? How do you tell which guy is doing what?
It's here for the Summer Split Finals. It is for the break the kill.
It sounds like a hockey game.
Sounds like a background taken from a very important sporting event, but it's a game.
I guess these are a couple of the top dogs in the arena of this kind of genre.
I don't see how watching this is all that exciting.
It also looks sort of like the same kind of people. They're both kind of nerdish looking.
A herd of nerds. Elaborate.
It's just like the Super Bowl.
If I were there, I would probably be screaming too.
Well, it's not a lot of athletics. It's a lot of brain mechanics and eye-hand coordination, and it just really, it takes some skill.
When you're having fun at something you love and you can make money at it, that is capitalism, that is happiness.
So, esports has actually been around since the 70s and 80s.
What?
What were they playing? Donkey Kong?
So were you aware that these tournaments existed back then?
Was I aware? Not really.
No. No one in my life has ever mentioned that.
Not on that scale. I knew that there was like Pac-Man tournaments.
I do know that at that time that there are tournaments who people play like Pac-Man.
So these tournaments attract thousands of people and will sell at huge arenas, and the top prizes can be millions of dollars per team.
Right. Fantastic. I like that part.
If you won that kind of money, then you could just be free to play every tournament you wanted.
That's crazy for me. You think I should play that and be a millionaire?
They also have a large, very involved fan base that follow these gamers just like people do for traditional sports stars like basketball or football and pay money to attend these events. What do you think of all that?
God bless him. I could see buying a ticket to Beyonce, but I couldn't imagine sitting in an arena and watching people play video games.
I can see if there's that much prize money involved that people would get really excited about it.
I think it'd be pretty exciting to go down and cheer for your champ if you had somebody that you thought was really good.
If you knew the game really well, watching someone play at a really high level would be very exciting. These are your former nerds, and they are getting the last laugh.
So, did you ever imagine when video games first came out that they would be something that people do professionally?
No. I would just think it's just a game. And it stops at that.
Absolutely not. I mean, we just thought it was kind of a lark.
No. I just think about my nephew buried in his basement playing the games all alone. I thought that's about the end of it. What's technology going to come up with next?
No. I was surprised many people wanted to do it amateurly. It's like skateboarding, you know, when I first nailed my skates to a board, it didn't seem like something anybody would do for a professional sport. But there were guys that eventually developed into that, and they did good at it.
Well, many of the broadcasts of these tournaments are being shown on major sports networks like ESPN and have been getting huge ratings. Even just a few years ago, one tournament final beat out the viewership at the NBA Finals that year.
What?
Really? Wow.
I didn't know that, but it's just a natural evolution, I think.
What do you think is the appeal of competitive gaming to so many people?
You tell me. That's up in the air.
It's a bad thing because they don't interact with the real world.
People have a very different taste now for entertainment. It's the latest thing. I can see why people are on to that now.
If you're watching the pros, you can increase and improve your craft.
Not everybody can be a big football player, but you can always spend a couple of $100 and buy a gaming unit. There's an avenue here for me to make some money or make a name for myself.
So not only is this popular here in the US, but this is a global phenomenon. So now we're actually going to show you a clip about the fans of competitive gaming.
Okay. I would like to know who these people are.
I'm amazed at the crowds. It really blows my mind.
We love this game and we love watching people playing this game well.
We're from Ireland, Dublin.
I come from Montpellier.
I'm from Holland.
China.
My goodness, they come from all over.
It's cool too that it probably crosses language barriers.
Fans here are absolutely ridiculous. Even 5 minutes before the show started, they were louder than almost any arena I've ever been.
Wow.
That's huge.
When they're getting a kill,
That's amazing.
anything, just crowd goes wild. You see everything starts
Oh
rumbling.
my God, that's really ridiculous.
The atmosphere is like incredible.
You don't see my age groups there.
Notice the age here.
Everything is a highlight for me. I'm so
You don't see any old dudes.
Fans are really friendly.
I'm pretty amazed, actually, that it's that popular.
I was very excited and it was fun to see all the teams.
It happened just one time in a life.
Du grand spectacle. On est là pour du grand spectacle.
Yeah, that's great.
This is kind of blowing my mind.
It's unbelievable.
It's surprising that there's so many and so enthusiastic.
I love it when people have a common interest like that and they all get together and are excited about something.
There's been a big debate recently over whether this is or isn't a real sport, with many who are against it saying that it doesn't actually take athletic skill. Others will argue that gamers train for hours every day working on their reflexes, and many even keep themselves in top physical form so they can have an edge over their opponents.
If I could exercise my thumb, I guess I could call it a semi-sport.
Do you think this is a legitimate sport or no?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's not you really doing the physical game.
It'd be pretty hard to, to say, yeah, that's a sport. I'm old school. I think that if you can't lift it or push it or knock somebody down, there's not very much skill.
Absolutely. If you're not in physical condition, you can't be mentally alert either.
Depends on how you want to define sport, but for me, I would say it's a sport.
If they have to prepare for it like that, I think it would be a legitimate sport. It requires thinking, which requires, staying fit and eating right.
I mean, who are we to say that, this is a sport and this isn't? In mind and body, you would want to be at peak performance level.
So finally, as many countries are now recognizing competitive gaming as an official sport, there's a movement to have competitive gaming recognized as an Olympic sport. So what do you think about the prospect of this being in the Olympics in the future?
It shouldn't be. Olympic is more physical because the gaming is more, mind.
I'm sure that the Greeks are just turning in their graves right now.
I'm not so sure about the Olympics, but they might have a gaming Olympics. Those are two different venues.
There's no doubt it will be, because as people get older and are more acclimated, they become the leaders of the Olympics.
It takes as much skill and determination and discipline as any other sport. Why not?
Anything is possible. So if you say it's global and it's got all these fans who are interested in it, why not?